Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcel's Wiley. All right, y'all. I'm hurting today, so I'm in the wheelchair. I'm hurting. I got the handicap placard for real, even though I really have one in real life. People always be like, "Dog, how you get a handicap sticker?" Dog, I played 10 years in a junk. Yeah, I'm kind of beat up right now. Y'all can hear this coach's voice, and let me tell y'all about it all. But first, I hear y'all out there saying, "What? Never shut up." That's right, where we learn life lessons. And I got the sports and entertainment conversations going while we cover the media like the media covers everybody else with that same energy right there. So, y'all can see me right now chewing this gum. The voice is going to go up. It's going to go down for sure. But I'm still here for y'all because we got to talk this through. So Never Shut Up, sponsored by BetUS. Please go to Wileys.com. Right now, we're going to finish up NFL Week 8. Tonight, we got that Raiders game versus Detroit. I picked Detroit. So far, I think I'm perfect. Yeah, this week, I think I went a perfect week. Let me stop lying. I ain't perfect. I'm thinking I'm perfect. I missed a couple of those, but I got a couple of them right, too. So everybody got that Denver, Kansas City wrong. So let's just start right there. But if you go to WileyWins.com right now, 125% sign-up bonus so we can compete for some coin. And I can keep this therapy gum going. I got some therapy gum, so don't be thinking I'm getting that damn hood up here chewing gum doing the show, even though that ain't that bad. But I'm doing it for my voice. Hopefully, it will power through. All right, y'all. Y'all know how we start off every show. Well, what's up with that dude? I'm going to get through this fast. Not because of my voice, because I had too much going on this weekend. Good Lord. All right, we won basketball again, big. We're in the championship for basketball. Itty bitties. Loving it. Shout out to my young Lakers squad. Shout out to Jesse Buss. We out there eating. All right, after that, I had a phone call, and I got some Clippers season tickets to give away to people like you who live in LA or who out here visiting, whatever it may be. We do a lot of our programming, obviously, where I am physically, but then we do all of our virtual programs as well online. So go to projecttransition.org to check out all things happening with the foundation. But got Clipper season tickets, so that's going to be fun when I attend, and it's going to be fun for those who do attend because one of our pillars is experiences. So imagine a kid who was in his locale like I was growing up, didn't really leave my borders too often. You take them to a Clippers game. You have them sit there, see the players, really see how it looks live and in person versus on TV. You don't know what a 7-footer looks like on TV till you see them in real life. So stuff like that, we just always got to support the community, make sure these kids leave their locale. So really excited for that. After that, I had a Project Transition Halloween party. Yes, shout out to Taheem, my guy, and Stones for donating the proceeds of that party to Project Transition. It was a fun time. Got in there, it was cracking, and then it was just like a pass-through. It's like a bar lounge kind of scene. So a lot of people was in there chilling. We listening to Dog Pound. We listening to Volume 10, Pistol Grip Pump, all that kind of stuff. So it was a fun time, good time. After that, next day, went to my sister's house, not feeling so well. So thoughts and prayers to my sister. Please join me in that support. She's not feeling so good, so we're going to see how bad she's feeling. But we went over there to cheer her up and make sure she felt the love. So that was great. After that, right around the corner, we went to the Lakers facility. Yeah, man, they facility fresh. I went to the locker room. I saw where all the guys are. LeBron James got his locker, got a locker next to him. It's kind of junky, but the other locker next to him were all the shoes and all the stuff. But Anthony Davis, all those cats. We went to the practice facility, saw all of their courts. They got like three full courts, then 2 this way, and big weight room facility and all the therapy stuff. Like, just insane, as you expected. Jeannie Buss's office, went to Jesse Buss's office, my guy. Everything you've seen, all of those trophies, all the things that you've seen over the years, we got to see it. But the kids were there. So the 8-year-olds just running around feeling like they in LeBron James's world. Crazy. And they were just shooting 10 feet for real. And the rim ain't moving. Like, you know what I mean? You go to any other rim, any other court, if it ain't an NBA official one, you hit it, blah, blah, blah. This thing, not moving, baby. So the kids were out there having a ball. spent a couple hours there. After that, went to our football game. In our other league, I'm going to tell you about this league a little bit later, but it was fun. 5-on-5 versus our normal 7-on-7 in flag football. Good. A lot of young kids out there right now, so MJ had a good time eating. We got to get him into throwing the ball more. I'll tell you why about that later. After that, this is where I lost my voice. I thought it was the championship game in football. Cypress Hill. Went and saw Cypress Hill. Shout out to them. Be real. Shout out to all the love that they got. Sin Dog. That's my homie right there. We saw him at the bar. We was chilling, talking, man. I've known him for forever, so it was good to connect with him again. That show was epic. Their sound, the crispiness, the DJ, everything they had, they performed. Because you go to some acts, I don't care if it's old school or new school, some people just mail it in. Like they didn't do sound check, or they don't care that this may be somebody's first concert or last concert, like Bruce Springsteen said, right? So it was kind of crazy that they took it so seriously, so professional. And they came out, all I'm going to give you is one moment. Hey, welcome to Cypress Hill. And then it was just fog, you know how they do it, right? So it was just fog everywhere. And it was like, it was just fog. You heard them sirens, them old Cypress Hill, early 90s sirens. And they were like, doom, 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 I want to get high. I was like, it was next level, y'all. My voice won't do it justice, but it was crazy. Next day, woke up, soccer for the kids. Little girls was playing soccer. My 4-year-old's loving it. My 3-year-old's getting to love it, but she ain't there yet. She just throws her little fits every time she gets tired or mad. She don't know what sports is yet. So, hey, we're just introducing it to her, giving her little bits and pieces. All right, after that, this is where it hurts. It hurts. We lost our championship game, but that's not what hurts. And I told my wife this. This was me being vulnerable. I ain't like this. I normally don't talk like this, y'all. But I'll let y'all know the real. Confidence is the management of doubt. Everybody doubts. Everybody. Michael Jordan on down, right? But how you manage that, right? Yeah. Because something going to creep in your head. That's a doubt. Get it out of there. That's the management of it. So don't tell me you don't doubt. Everybody does. You're a human being. Here's the thing, though. And this hurt. I went into that game knowing pretty much we weren't going to win it. We're playing the top team. They're much older than us, much better than us, I got to say it, because they had older kids. At this age, you got a kid. I had a 6-year-old starting. He playing against a 10-year-old. Hey. MJ's 8. He's a young 8. He's only 8 and 2 months. Hey. And they're going against some kids just turned 10. And you can tell. We ran the same play almost every time, just because I wanted to keep it simple and let the kids just work. We had like 6 options on the play. It wasn't that. And we kept it kind of close. Then they blew it open because that's what they're supposed to do. And they end up winning the championship. Not mad at that. It hurt to go into a game pretty much, and not telling the itty bitties, but like, nah. And that's weird. That was weird for me because I'm not normally there. I was like, look, if we win, it's because of y'all. If we lose, it's because of me. Because but it was good to see. But let me tell you what I didn't like also. The loss, whatever. I think we got 7 more seasons. I could tell y'all we probably win 5 of the next 7 championships. Maybe 6, maybe 7. So I'm not tripping on wins and losses. I don't care about that. I care about development. And I'm not loving the climate right now. Maybe because my son's getting older, but the coaches, the referees, even the commissioner, people are either lazy or they're just flat out cheaters. Like you literally saw what happened and will either play dumb like you didn't see it, or because it's happening to you, you're going to make up some story, or you're just going to start yelling or start getting crazy. I told that other coach yesterday, I said, man, stop leaking. You're in front of these kids. We can't do that. You can't do that. The ref didn't say anything. You shouldn't be saying too much. And the parents over there was kind of like, yeah, let it go. I don't want my kid to learn to complain. And I just looked at the parents like, this what y'all signed up for? Goodness, I don't like that. So now I'm trying not to be a crusader because, everybody could become a crusader. I'm better than this. I'm not like that. And I'm like, I ain't like that. But I'm like, damn, how do I avoid people who got the wrong things in mind, in vision? Like, why are you tripping? Let these kids win and lose. It's okay. Teach them the right way. That right there is not an option. You got to teach them the right way. So I'm kind of like, we're going to talk through this, but I may be moving places. We may be taking our talents to other places. Let's just say that. All right, other than that, went to friends of ours, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen's Halloween party. Yeah, that was fun. John wasn't there. I don't know what concert he had, but we at his house. He ain't there. And about 9 million itty bitties. So let me tell people out there, if y'all ever come to my house and we have a house party, y'all can come to my house, but y'all can't come to my house like y'all did yesterday. Like this house, there was more kids in a little bit everywhere. I was like, hey, that is kind of dope, open-minded like that. I don't open up my whole house like that. I just can't. I tell my kids all the time, don't go in your room. Don't be taking them itty bitties in your room. Then next thing I know, all MJ say, Daddy, I don't know where my Lego went. I'm like, the itty bitties they got sticky fingers. So that was fun. We had a great time. Missed the Chargers game, which hurt me because that was a Sunday night game playing the Bears. And we acted a donkey out there, destroyed them. So maybe I'm bad luck. I don't need to go to no more games. So anybody want to go to Charger games, donate to the foundation right now because this show is powered by you and it's powered by, I'm going to take that out, projecttransition.org. Yes, if you go to the foundation right now, log in, leave a recurring donation, this book will be yours. Yes, and guess what? We had a weekend. Daryl Davis from Addis, Louisiana, hooked us up. Anonymous from Anonymous United States hooked us up. Brandon Cretion from Beverly Hills. Marcellus Wiley. Yes, I'm going to say my damn name. I had to donate this weekend. Why? Because I was like, man, please help my itty bitties win the championship. That's my tithing right there. Stephen Van Bastelier from Twin Falls, Idaho. Sergio Gomez, Whittier, California. Matt Linzen, Rancho Mission Viejo, my homeboy right there. Art Wong from Torrance, California. I'm giving everybody they love. Tigran Gregorian from Whittier. Damn, Whittier in the house. Jabari Magnus, my ace. Culver City. Marcus Perry, Raleigh, North Carolina. Lauren Gordy from Rocky Point, North Carolina. Told you I'm big in them cackalackers. And Anonymous from Anonymous United States. We had a great weekend. I look forward to seeing your name next time. All right, let's get into the show. Damn it, Wiley. Took long enough. You can't even talk. Hell, you taking so long for? Deontay Johnson. Man, he was hot 100. Basically, them refs cheating. He thinking. He like, ain't no way we supposed to lose this game. Oh, there is a way. It's called the referees not doing their damn job. I feel some of your pain, big dog, but I'm going to let you talk through it. Check this out.
Refs was killing us the whole game. The same refs we had at training camp, but at the end of the day, it's not on them. We can't keep complaining about the refs. Like Coach T said, we can't worry about the refs or whatever, but everybody's different. I don't know. I ain't like the refs today. Like, they must have got paid good today or something, but they blew that field goal, that hurt us coming into the half. Like, we needed that. Like, we would have been tied. And they got the ball back, would have got the ball back right there again. Probably scored. Who knows? That field goal hurt us.
You ticked about the roughing the passer calls.
Yes, they was calling some stupid stuff. Like, they should get fined for calling bad making worse, terrible calls and stuff like that. Like, that's how pissed I am. Like, because they cost us the game. I don't care what nobody says. They cost us the game. Like, yeah, I got to make plays, them 2 plays, them catches or whatever, but that don't define me, you know what I'm saying, the whole game.
One more, guys.
How about them missing the call on Kenny where he hurt his ribs, looked like he got rough there?
Man, they wanted them to win, bro. They was calling, everything was in their favor. Like, they were getting every little call. Like, but it is what it is. But we can't, like I said, I'm moving on from it. Like, I'm ready for Thursday.
Jen is the last.
Yeah, that part. Been there before. They cost us the game. They should get fined for making terrible calls. Okay, let's talk about this because there's some good lessons in here right now. It could be roughing the passer, as he said, or non-calls, or calls that take you out of scoring position. Trust me, been there, did that. But when raw emotion, now he's after the game talking about what just happened, reflecting. And when that raw emotion supersedes the professionalism that it requires in that moment, that PC podium talk, like you ain't supposed to be saying this. Why are you keeping it so real? When keeping it real goes wrong, right? I've been there before. What triggers that? Because every game you've ever played in, there's been a bad call. Think about it. High school, college. Because you're asking imperfect human beings to go out there and do something that's objective and do it perfectly. you know damn well they ain't gonna get all them calls right. So the oxymoron is already in existence. Every time you step on the field, you're looking at a human trying to be a machine, and you know he will fail or she will fail every time. So why do you all of a sudden at times get triggered to really go in there? Think about that, right? It always happens. Why now? You all lost games before because of bad calls. You ain't said all this before. Tell me why. All right, let's talk about it. It happened to me one time. Now, obviously, the simple answer is the stakes are high. This ain't a playoff game. But this is a game that the Steelers know that they can't give up. They can't lose because the margin of error is so slim for this team. So his mission is a frustration with the team and how good it can be, and the fact that the referees took it out on them, cheated, didn't call the calls they should have, made bad calls, and he is admitting that, dog, we ain't good enough to overcome all that. Because if this were playoffs, or this were do or die, this were Super Bowl, etc., you would get it. But when you do it week 8, it's because you know the writing's on the wall of who you guys really are. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's telling. Like at week 8, you're like, dog, 1, we can't be giving away games, but 2, we can't have them taken by referees. But normally, when you give away a game, you don't just spaz. Normally, when they take away a game, you don't just spaz, because it's happened before. But this is a team, and this is a guy who knows it's hard, if it's going to be impossible to overcome all that. So I was like, damn, that's who the Pittsburgh Steelers are right now. And nothing wrong with that. So in a game of inches, every little thing is big. It happened to me yesterday just coaching. We got down to the 2-yard line twice, didn't score. And, you know, these kids don't get it. They just like, oh, we didn't score. And then they go down and score. What score, coach? What score, coach? I'm like 6-0, 14-6, you know? But they don't understand those moments, those critical moments, decision calls are really what win and lose the game. Not just who scored, who didn't score, because that's too simple. That's too lazy. It's all, if you would have converted that, we had a 3rd and 1. If they don't get that, then we get the ball back. And the kid literally runs out of bounds, sticks the ball in. It's a first down. And I'm sitting there like, now I'm knowing now they got a new set of downs, they got a chance to score. And I'm sitting there like, that's how you lose games. They end up scoring. My kids don't think like that. They thinking like, oh, they just scored again. I was like, nah, they didn't have to. That 3rd and 1 was it, and you lost contain. So it's like the deeper meaning of these really trigger you. The deeper meaning of, damn, that first down is really why we lost the game. The deeper meaning of, damn it, he called that, and he know damn well that wasn't it. That's how we gonna lose this game. And then that maps on to, yo, we ain't that good. Or if it's the playoffs or do or die. You ended our year like that? Come on, bro. So the only time I really spazzed like this was Music City Miracle. Tennessee Titans, Buffalo Bills. Y'all remember that? I really thought that was a forward pass. Now, they done took it to MIT physics department, and they're like, I think it went forward by this much, by the hair on your teeth. But you couldn't tell me nothing because they ended our year. We had no mulligan. So it's weird because Pittsburgh has 9 more mulligans. You got a lot more games to go out there and play, but this spaz was kind of telling. But a game of inches, always remember this. Every little thing is big when it comes down to a game of inches. So y'all think the refs should get fined? Because there was some calls in there. I was like, God dang. I know what imperfection looks like, but this is too much. And the rules, like, how do you close the gap between what referees are now and what we really expect them to be? Which we know is not going to be perfect, but we expect an objectively called game. That one leaned a little to the side. So beat it up in the comments. What y'all think? Grade those referees yesterday. Compared to normal, what did y'all see in that Pittsburgh game? Oh, let's get into it, DJ, that dude. This was a story. I'm sitting there at my grandma's house. I'm looking out the gate. And a white Lexus pull up. I think it was an SC 400. 400, mid-90s. And I heard the dude coming up bumping. It was like the song before, I guess, because it got quiet when he got out. He gets out. He next door to my grandma's house. He going to see his grandma, I guess, or auntie. Open up the door. Next song, come on. Guess what it was? Boom, 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 and it went boom. Ah, da, da, da. This sucker had so many tears. Back in elementary, a time called misery. With the doors open on a white and gold SC400. And I'm looking like, I tell you, I love music so much, dog. That just was a moment. I don't know his name. I ain't hang with him because he was in them streets. He had an SC400 in high school or something, going to see grandma and I was like, good Lord, he out here winning. He didn't make me want to do that life, but I was like, damn, he out here winning with that life. Here I go. Let me do some more push-ups so I can get mine. Crazy, man. Da-da. That beat right there, if you had the subs to go with it, it took you everywhere. All right, y'all, coming up next on Never Shut Up, Brandon Marshall is going to take us to where he don't mess with Shannon Sharp, quote, unquote, Onk is whack. Caught me off guard. Let's talk through this. Why is Onk whack? Or is Onk whack? Or is Brandon Marshall whack for thinking Onk is whack? Let's talk through it next on Never Shut Up. Brings TV, Raise TV. Get out of frame, what? Get out of frame.
You know what it is. It's Wiley Wednesday, week number 8. Now, I think this is going to be upset week. I got the Buffalo Bills beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That ain't hard. The Aints, they're back to the Aints. They are going to lose to the Colts. Beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Houston Texans, still rolling. CJ Stroud, let's go. Philadelphia Eagles gonna beat the Washington Commanders. We got the Rams. What? The Rams gonna beat the Cowboys? Yeah, homie. On LA, boy. Dolphins, they're gonna get right. We got the Giants beating the Jets. Told you it's upset week. Atlanta. No love for you, Jordan. Green Bay Packers, you go down. Cleveland Browns will beat the Seattle Seahawks. The Chiefs beat the Broncos. Cincinnati, upset? Yes. The Ravens gonna beat the Arizona Cardinals. Chargers go get those Bears, those Grizzlies. Detroit Lions beats the Raiders. Try and beat me. Go to WileyWins.com and I will destroy you.
Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcel Wiley. Y'all good? I'll be everywhere. Sometimes I'll be behind the camera. Sometimes I'll be on the side of the camera. Sometimes I'll be over there, diagonal, cross over there, where it at. But where y'all at? Where y'all at with right now? Y'all should go log on to projecttransition.org and get these book. How do you get this book? Be on that list I just read. All them names. Recurring donations. Support the community. Our efforts will continue to grow based on your support. I'm always out there, with or without you, but I love you be a part of this team. All right, let's talk about the team I used to be a part of, the NFL fraternity. And Brandon Marshall has a take on Shannon Sharp and his treatment towards athletes today. Basically, he don't think Onk is that fresh. He thinks Uncle Shannon is kind of whack. Oh, you don't believe me? Take a listen.
If he was former alumni, he wouldn't be talking about athletes the way he's talking about athletes. He talking like he was trained to be a ABC, NBC analyst.
Yeah.
It's like there's a responsibility that you have. Like, first off, I would say this amazing career, and to me, I think he's probably he's probably top 3 when it comes to personalities right now on television.
Yep.
He found he hit a stride.
Definitely.
When he started pulling out the Black and Miles and the Hennessy,
The memes and stuff.
on FS1, he found it, right? And he became America's uncle. So shout out to him there. But what I don't vibe with is when you tear down your fellow, athlete. There's a way to critique them. It's like, and you clout chasing, you talking about Russell Wilson a year later on some other things. Like come on, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your platform's too big for you to go chase that.
Yeah.
And I just don't vibe with that.
Okay. All right. This is what I like. Because the only way we can reset this is that we have polar opposite or opposing views, and then we try to reconcile them, right? And that's what this world really is about. That's why the world is round, okay? It ain't linear. It's not square. This and this have to coexist. And how are we going to spin it? The world is round. And I can get here two ways. I could go that way. I could go that way. But I'm still going to get there, right? That's the world in a nutshell. Well, let's talk about what sports media today is in a nutshell. Because what we're really hearing between what Brandon Marshall is saying about Onk is that we're trying to define the lines, the boundaries of what sports media content looks like and sounds like. So that makes you ask, what is out of bounds in sports media today? Because to me, for real, and I'm getting fatigued of it, but let's just talk through it. The most active fight, I think, in sports media right now is how to strike that balance. Not the games, not the topics. We out of the whole, like we were in the sensitive times and George Floyd and BLM and all that. We're out of the, like, a highly political times. It was much more hyper political then. I think right now it's an ethics conversation. And look, I know I'm a part of it as well. My videos on Stephen A. when he was coming at Max. And I will continue to make it. I'm not fatigued of that. I'm fatigued of not knowing where the line is and what the out of bounds are. Because this was a conversation about that, right? How do we strike that balance? What is the best way? Can't say perfect way, best way. Now, so Onk Shannon is not frat because he tore down Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson obviously left himself ripe for the tearing down by a lot of his performances, despite this weekend balling out of control against the Kansas City Chiefs and getting that victory. Really big win for them and huge for his confidence. Okay, so Onk's not frat because of what he did. Got a few questions, y'all. Because I'm not a believer in taking somebody's stripes away. Y'all know that. Y'all know that from me and Max and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't believe in that. Once you earn something, you got it. Now, you may be taking it in a direction I don't approve of, don't support, don't like, but you already did that. You can't take that back. Isn't that the point of winning championships, they always say? Oh, because no one could ever tell you you're not a champion. But what if the champion does something you don't like? Also, he's not a champion? No. So if someone in the fraternity does something you don't like, what are you going to do? Kick them out the frat? How do you kick somebody out of an NFL frat where they already put in work and they are a Hall of Famer better than you, better than me? And you were a beast. You were better than me, but you ain't better than him, and he is in that frat too. So instead of us trying to always tear each other down, you ain't in, you out, you're conditional. Nah, he frat. But let's talk as frat brothers. That means when we got a beef, we turn at each other. We don't run away and say you out. We don't run away and say, oh, no, you ain't in it. Let's talk through this. So he's still frat. Let's just solidify that. What's the alternative? What's the option for Shannon Sharpe and when he has to be critical of Russell Wilson? Because what's boundaries, what's in bounds, and what's out of bounds? Are we really saying, hey, bruh, just keep it about the X's and O's, not the I's and U's, not his personality, not his character, not his lifestyle, none of that. And what I'm getting fatigued about is that's not the problem. If you're Russell Wilson, who was married to his college sweetheart, a high school sweetheart, I don't know who that woman was that was that damn happy when he got drafted by her. And then he gets divorced. And then he marries a star, superstar, whatever you want to call Sierra. We know who she is. This beat is like her. I used to love Sierra, killing it like, God. You know, I love dancing and music. Sierra was it. He marries her. All of a sudden, they are a power couple. All right. And then, coincidentally, and we go back to Seattle, y'all, or in direct correlation, he starts to go down the hill in terms of performances. Certainly in terms of team success. Look, it's hard. You ain't got the number one defense anymore. You ain't got the top running games. Like, things change. It's all on you, Russ. You cook. Okay, but it could be a coincidence or it could not be. It could be causality that you all of a sudden, Mr. Red Carpet, is now not playing as well. So when you get to that place in reality, what do you say? Do you just say, oh, it's the system, Pete Carroll, the receivers, the running game, the defense? Sooner or later, you get fatigued and running around in circles and blaming everybody, and then you start looking at Russ. And then when you look at Russ, you're like, wait a minute, this is a future Hall of Famer. This is a beast. This is a guy who won a Super Bowl, was one player away from winning the second one, beating Tom Brady almost. Like, then we get into who you are, the person that makes the player, because you're a person before you're a player, because you're a person putting on a helmet to become a player. To me, that's not out of bounds. Why? Because the only way I could give you deep analysis of this performance that is in direct contradiction of years of other performances, direct contrast of it, is to say what has changed. So you go places like he married a star. The lights may be too bright. He may be distracted. Then you go places like, well, he changed up on how he approaches the game. Or you could go places where he's everywhere getting pulled. He's not fully focused. Then you could go to places where he changed his staff. He lost his sports psychologist to death. Rest in peace. Trevor was a beast. I worked with him as well. You could go a lot of places. But you got to go those places if you're going to give deep analysis. So that's not the issue, is it? So what is the issue? The way you do it? I've been married 9 years. I go, this June will be 10. Next June, 10. There are very few things that frustrate me and my wife more than we leave conversations where it's not what I say, it's how I say it. When I'm going to tell y'all, because this is just who I am, I always mail in 3 responses in tonality the same. Because I know people, I know my size. I know I'm supposed to be a gentle giant, but I know I'm 6'4", 270. I know I don't look like I could be nice sometimes. And I know how people receive that. I'm trying to fix my bacon neck. So I know my wife sometimes be like, so I mail in 3 tone. I mail in 3 tone, monotone. And then when I know I got her on the issue content-wise, she flips it. And she flips it from, it ain't what you said. It's not that you're right or wrong. It's just the fact of how you said it. And I always get triggered by that because I'm like, is that your way out? Baby, it's okay. Let's stay here. I'm wondering, is it what Shannon was saying about Russell Wilson, or is it really how? Oh, man, you ain't got to come at him with the jokes. You ain't got to come at him like that. He frat. So is there a mercy rule in the frat? So when we do wrong, we take care of each other? See, you go into all these things. What does Kwame always say, the get-along gang? The get-along gang ain't just on the outside. It could be on the inside, too. Like, we got little sub-frats. Hey, us first ballots, look out. Us third ballots, don't. Us, y'all on who ain't even making the Hall of Fame, Marcellus, Brandon, y'all, and Brandon was a beast. So we taking care of each other now? This is why, man, and wait till my next topic. Oh, Lord. This is why we got to stop always with this divisive talking, always you and you. Just correct on the proper ethics. That's lying, telling the truth. There are very few others. It ain't based on all this other stuff. Like, oh, man, you tearing down another dude that played. I'm sorry, Russell Wilson has a lot of different things going on in his world that may not be adding up to how he played. Give you another example. You remember when Tiger Woods, car crash, all the incidents came out, him cheating everywhere, Denny's, all of them, Perkins, all them ladies, whatever. Perkins, damn. Cracker Barrel, keep cracking at the Cracker Barrel. Oh, man. Is that inbounds or out of bounds to talk about that? I say inbounds. You want to know why? Because then Tiger Woods wasn't Tiger Woods the same. Not on that course. What you going to say? Oh, well, He's getting older. I mean, the day before he got caught cheating and all that, he was good. Now all of a sudden he can't win. It's okay, y'all. If your deeper analysis is in quest of the truth and these personal changes change how you perform professionally, we gonna talk about it. Simple as that. So maybe I'm missing the lane from what Brandon intended to say, but please, Shannon and all y'all out there, if you are in quest of finding out why that dude ain't balling no more, and you find out it was for me. People used to say this about me. You can go there. They thought it was for me DJing. They thought it was partying. And I was like, nah, it's back surgery, foot surgery, torn abdominal wall, shoulder surgery, all in 4 years, 5 surgeries in my prime, and I'm supposed to be the dude. I couldn't stay healthy. Oh, let me remind y'all, I DJ'd my rookie year. All them years I DJ'd. Pro Bowl years, all pro years, I DJ'd. So don't blame the DJ. Oh, I'll party. Trust me, I got it in. But guess what? That's what we did. Don't blame that. I can raise my hand and tell you what it was. I couldn't perform. And why I couldn't perform? This body failed me, bro. I'm a former running back trying to play DN. It came with an expiration date. That's it. It is. I was like really a running back body. Like, you know how running backs that got 4 or 5 years in them, then I had like that 4 or 5 years. It is what it is. But in that quest to find out what it is, I think the boundaries need to be wider and we need to not trip on it. Okay. Now, the other thing about it is the meat and potatoes of talking sports is too boring to just say X's and O's. If not, just go to your website and just log on and put it on the audio and loud, let it talk back to you. Nobody wants that. We want some seasoning. We want some color in our analysis. So in that process, you can't just bore somebody to death with no yards per catch, yards per carry, and yard per pass attempt. You got to break it down with more color, more context, more things to it. So there's a tug of war of ethics right now, and I think both sides need to respect the other side and drop the rope. Stop pulling. One side sounds like they need to shut up because all they do is complain. That's not journalism. That's not journalism. Then the other side, they need to stop and be like, yeah, that's not interesting. That's not interesting. And find the healthy balance. But I'm going to leave it up to y'all. Tell me what that healthy balance sounds like, what it looks like. Who do you think out there nails it the most? Who can this industry emulate in terms of, all right, this is how you do it? Because I'm being real. It's entertainment at the end of the day. But even with entertainment, there are ethics. There are ethics in entertainment, right? So we can't say all things can happen. All things considered, all things are a go. That's not what I'm saying right here. So what y'all think of Brandon Marshall's comments about Uncle Shannon? Do you think Shannon crosses the line? I've called him crossing the line before, but that was in something else. It wasn't this video. It wasn't Russell Wilson. It wasn't breaking it down. But yeah, tell me what y'all think about that. And does Brandon Marshall come off as somebody who's just trying to do some good constructive criticism, even though he's trying to kick somebody out of frat he already earned? Or does he sound bitter? Tell me what y'all think about that coming up next. All right, this one right here. DJ That Dude, let's talk to it before I get to my next one. Y'all remember this on the end of the album? You think it's over. You don't have about 18 banging tracks, including one that was only a limited edition of the Doggy Style album. Remember that? There was this one song, hey, you better recognize, and then there was a song that came on after it, but they didn't get the clearance to it, and all of a sudden, that song wasn't on after the first rush of albums. I got the first rush and lost it. It was this song, I forgot, it was, I think G's and Hustlers, I forgot, and it was like, real soft and slow. It was dope. You know, only those who had the first edition got that. But then everybody else got this. Bum, 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 bum. Ding, 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 ding. Bum, bum. Oh, Lil Malik. Oh, that was so dope. Snoop, salute to you. Because I was like, Snoop going hard and fast and kill Pump Pump. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, Ryan Clark's race baiting again. He's getting called out for that. Ask Brady Quinn. Oh, we got to talk about this. Saw some headlines out there that Ryan Clark is taking this a place where it shouldn't go. So I'm just gonna break it down for you and hopefully get it back to where it needs to be. That's next on Never Shut Up. Brinks TV, Rates TV. Oh.
You know what it is. It's Wiley Wednesday, week number 8. Now, I think this is going to be upset week. I got the Buffalo Bills beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That ain't hard. The Aints, they're back to the Aints. They are going to lose to the Colts. Beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Houston Texans still rolling. CJ Stroud, let's go. Philadelphia Eagles gonna beat the Washington Commanders. We got the Rams. What? The Rams gonna beat the Cowboys? Yeah, homie. Oh, LA, boy. Dolphins, they're gonna get right. We got the Giants beating the Jets. Told you it's upset week. Atlanta. No love for you, Jordan. Green Bay Packers, you go down. Cleveland Browns will beat the Seattle Seahawks. The Chiefs beat the Broncos. Cincinnati, upset? Yes. The Ravens gonna beat the Arizona Cardinals. Chargers gonna get those Bears, those Grizzlies. Detroit Lions beats the Raiders. Try and beat me. Go to WileyWins.com and I will destroy you.
Uh-oh. I got caught slipping. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcel's. Well, I'm going to keep rolling. Shoot. Ain't nothing perfect out here right now. But you know what? Arc Foundation right now is doing some great work. Kind of close to perfect. Go to projecttransition.org right now. Support this community. Trying to make it perfect. But you know we can close the gap for sure. Leave a recurring donation. I will send you that book like I'm sending all those countless others who are supporting our global efforts. These itty bitties need us, whether you could be there in time, in talent, or in treasure. Support those around you so we have a better coexistence. Okay, now let's get into this topic right here. ESPN's Ryan Clark is race baiting again. And you can ask Brady Quinn. All right, let's talk through this. Now, full disclosure, I have called Ryan Clark out before about his race baiting ways, and we've had a back and forth. Not in physical presence, only online, because when I see him, I've seen him a couple times, saw him recently, no problem. From me. He doesn't feel the same way about me. I'm sure he doesn't like me, and he's in a bit of a bind in part because one of my friends, my teammates, my dog is Fred Taylor, who is my guy, Tangy. So all love in terms of what I see from him. I actually respect his game in terms of how he analyzes, but he has this thing about making things racial that just throws me off, makes me sour on his analysis. Okay, and once again, it shows its ugly head again. So instead of me just putting words in his mouth, let him put words in his own mouth, and then let's all of a sudden watch him kind of strangle himself with those own words. Let's go.
I do believe the difficult part for Brady here is that race does come into play, because it's going to seem as a white man who is analyzing football is questioning the work ethic of a black player, right? Which we all can't do because we can't put ourselves in Deshaun's place. But I think to take it to the massage thing and make a joke, I think when Brady Quinn makes a joke about the massage situation and accusations, it's disrespectful on many levels. It's disrespectful to the women who are involved in that situation. Yeah. If they have been through what you're suggesting they've been through, because to make that joke, it seems as if you're criticizing Deshaun or putting him in that place of being wrong. So if he is wrong, then there's someone who had to be wronged in that situation. And so now it's disrespectful to those young ladies. On the other side, it's also disrespectful to Deshaun Watson in the sense that it hasn't been proven he's done any of these things. And so now, as someone who is respected as doing their job with a certain level of professionalism, which he told me on the phone when we talked about CJ Stroud and casting aspersions on his character as well, right? He does. And I do think he's good on TV. And so now this is, where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't pay attention to him enough to know how he critiques the character of white quarterbacks. So maybe there is times where he's casting aspersions on them as well. But I know this is 2 black quarterbacks. And I think that's the problem. When you start to do your job by assessing the character of the man, right, not the success or production of the player. And we can't do that when we do our job. And it's really getting to a point of being disrespectful for Brady.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give borders to this, because I think a lot of times people don't read me properly in terms of my motivations when it comes to race. A lot of people are like, oh, Marcellus, you don't ever think there's racism. I said, yes, I do. Have I experienced it? No, I have not. Do I know others who have experienced it? Yes, I do. Do I know others who have not experienced it? Yes, I do. So why are you coming at me with this rooting interest? Won't you listen to my experiences, which is my expertise, as I will listen to yours? Okay. My deepest motivations of these conversations is really to get out of divisive rhetoric, divisive actions. Why? Because there's subdivisions in life. All of this lateral, all this is me and my race or my gender and all these things that show pride in your tribe, when you look at it globally, is a subdivision. Now, you can think it's just black and white and you're naive. This is not just about black and white, not just about man and woman. This is about, there's a big world out there of humans called humanity. And if you think that what you're going through is more important than what somebody else is going through, therefore you're going to highlight yours and even slant it towards you or pander towards yours, I'm here to tell you, you got a rude awakening coming. Now, that doesn't mean you can't talk real. That doesn't mean you can't talk from your experience. That means when you start to go down the pander road, look out, because you're going to run into a roadblock. Okay, let's talk about this. I'm huge on character, as you guys know. I'm huge on trying to display the character that not only will make us have a better existence together, but also influence those who are coming next. My whole life scope is about what my kids, my family, my world is going to inherit in the world that I leave it. So what are they going to see going forward? And I got to contribute to that in a positive way. I'm looking at this situation and Ryan Clark, who basically posed this threat or posed this in a dog whistle in a way that is kind of coded, but he said it, that a white man can't question the work ethic of a black man. Now, it's a former white player questioning the work ethic of a active black player. I thought it was a world that he at least would have stopped and said, how can another man take assessment of another man's work ethic? I could have found some truth in that. I was like, interesting. You don't know your deepest motivations. I've been in conversations before where people have misread someone's work ethic. I remember Julius Peppers got called out. He never looks like he sweats. Doesn't look like he tries his hard. Have you ever seen him play? My bad, he's that silky, right? My bad, he's effortless. But yes, don't question his work ethic. He trying, he doing. It's just he ain't all out of control. So I've seen that conversation. But I thought that was an assessment from person to person, not white to black. But Ryan Clark took it there. Now, he took it there, and he took it there with some choice quotes in there. Now, I thought the first choice quote was the one that grabbed me, was like, you don't pay enough attention to Brady Quinn's analysis to really see if he's doing this with white quarterbacks, but he's doing it with now 2 black quarterbacks. Sometimes you tell on yourself. I actually believe all the time if you listen long enough, but Sometimes in short 2-minute clips like that, you're telling yourself. You want to know about somebody? Just listen to them. They're telling themselves. So you don't have anything to really put this on in terms of premise other than color, because you don't listen to them enough. You should have stopped there. But you kept going and you had to go deeper with your analysis. And I question, what does criticizing 2 black quarterbacks have to do with anything? And this is my premise. How many white quarterbacks have you criticized? Well, there's so many more white quarterbacks. Well, you better keep up with these numbers. This year, 14 black quarterbacks started week 1, up from last year, 11. 44% of the starting quarterbacks in the league are now black. 56% are white. So it sounds like if we really follow your logic, what we should do is I need Brady Quinn to only talk about those 56%. And Ryan Clark, you only talk about those 44%. Oh, no, that can't be. That's how ignorant that sounds right there. No way. He has a racial count-o-meter of that's 2. Imagine if there was that same lens placed on him. That's 2. Brady and Aaron Rodgers. You said he should come back earlier. The Achilles ain't that bad. Oh, I hate a dog whistling race baiter. And Ryan's not dumb. Because I remember Ryan from day one when he first got to ESPN. We used to actually connect real tough. I used to give him all kind of props because I was like, dog, you got it. I thought he was Stringer Bell. I used to call him Stringer Bell. I used to clown. I'm like, dog, you going to kill it. Kill it. This is like, I don't know, 2014 it feels like, maybe around that time. I was like, you going to kill it. Boy, has he devolved in this lane to something crazy. Now, he knows damn well criticizing white quarterbacks is something he has to do because that's something that's part of the job. And it's not something that I think he leans into. Or does he? Because he may be telling on himself. Because he's certainly on the hunt. You know, he got them rabbit ears sniffing. Oh, that's a white analyst who done criticized another brother. Ooh. When everybody, black or white, is looking at Deshaun like, what the hell is going on with you? Stop it if you ain't. Stop lying. All right, so does he think, and Ryan's not dumb, does he think that it's okay or it doesn't matter? Criticizing no white quarterbacks as you do you think it's okay or do you think it doesn't matter? Because that answer would tell me exactly what you should think about Brady Quinn. You think it's okay, don't you? And I bet you think it doesn't matter because you're just doing your job. I ain't talking about no white people just because they white. I'm talking about it because of what he does. Well, what is Deshaun Watson doing? And why can't Brady Quinn get that same opportunity? And this ain't me sticking up for him because he's white. Sticking up for him because he's right. And sticking up for you when you do it right because you criticize white quarterbacks. But it's not sticking up for you when you say, what you doing over there? Because you know damn well that's wrong. But Ryan Clark has that inclination to pander. He has that in him. I don't know what happened in his life growing up or right now to the point, maybe it's just simple laziness. Like how Stephen A goes into, well, as a black man. And sometimes he says, I'm like, dog, that's for everybody. What the hell are you talking about? White people feel that way too. White men feel that way too. What the hell are you talking about? As a black man. Like, it's almost like this, you know, when he had his back and forth with me, it was like, oh, let me go cover myself up with, I'm a black man. You don't understand. No, I do understand. He ain't playing well. He is. Who cares? Crazy and lazy. Okay. Let me just give this memo to Brian Clark and anybody else out there. Your intentions will be brought up. Your work ethic will be questioned when your work is unsatisfactory. Is that rocket science? When you ain't working and working as well, we're going to question how you're working. When what you're doing is not working and working as well, we're going to question how are you working. So his character comes into question. His decisions come into question. Why? Because the results are being questioned. Simple as that. And to make that racial is silly. Unless you're telling me, Ryan Clark, that somehow, some way, his move from Houston to Cleveland, with the same coach, same system that Baker Mayfield had, let's say, And now say system. I mean, look, you got a better defense, different parts and pieces, but hey, you got the same coach. Baker Mayfield better than Deshaun Watson? Now, then, ever? Because the success that Baker Mayfield had. Tell me when Deshaun gonna get 11 wins. Tell me when Deshaun gonna get that. This year? That's in question. So we're going to question your performance and what leads up to those performances. Oh, you don't believe me? Because I've heard Ryan go off. Tua, remember that apology to Tua? What does Tua's body type got to do with throwing the football? Now, you know too much football and you were too good at it to be like, oh, you got to look a certain way to play quarterback. But you question. You question this guy's work ethic. You question this guy's body type. You question what this guy was doing in the offseason to look like that. And then he comes out and just kills it. Oh, what are you doing questioning him? He's not black. Boy, y'all better, man, these race baiters, y'all better let them go, man. These panderers, let them go. Smack them down when they do it, just because it's going to come back. And then it rigs how we look at each other because it boxes you in. Now Brady Quinn gets boxed in. Oh, I got to be careful with my next black quarterback I question. Patrick Mahomes yesterday, he ain't look good. Didn't even throw a touchdown. Brady Quinn probably like, is that how he's supposed to look? But then Ryan Clark was like, oh, yeah, what's up with Mahomes yesterday? Are you kidding me? And Ryan Clark got to understand that this is a part of what I'm in here to do, which is like just point these things out. I ain't trying to end no Ryan Clark career. Never. I don't even have the power to. I'm not even trying to say he ain't a good analyst. He got a gang of jobs. He's good. But this part right here, woo, talking about undermining it as a whole. But this is what happens when big business, big corporations, and politics merge with something in sports media. What's supposed to be merit-based, objectively based, meritocracy, at least the game of sports, the game of football is supposed to be. But it's not. We got too many identity politics just surfing all the way through this thing. And then it's almost like pick your camp, pick your frat, which one you gonna ride with. Ride with the one that's right, fool. I'm gonna ride with the one that's telling the truth. Not the one that, I don't know. That's two. When he got bodies after bodies in what he does, but Brady Quinn doesn't deserve the same freedom, the same latitude. I know he's not being authentic. I know he's not being real. Want to know why I know? Because don't you notice the difference? And it may not be Ryan Clark because he said this on his podcast, but I'm going to tell you for real. Don't you notice a different version of Ryan Clark on podcast and on air? Don't you notice a different version of Stephen A. on podcast and on air? Don't you know a different version of all these guys? Now, they lean into, I'm being more authentic. I'm talking about more I want, blah, blah, blah. But I was calling you out, Ryan Clark, when I worked with you. I worked there. And I'm still doing it. And I still will. And there is no ill will. But this leads to two things. And this is always the results. And this is why I hate it. One, Brady Quinn and anybody else who's telling the truth gets boxed in from telling the truth even more because it's a black person, a black quarterback. And two, the black analyst who says, Brian, you tripping, like me or anybody else, and there are more. All of a sudden, they the Uncle Toms, they the sellouts. Oh, man, look at you over there trying to be the goody two-shoe. Goody two-shoe? You the fool. It's crazy, right? Man, I wish people understand we are all uniquely the same. Catch that, y'all. Uniquely the same. I blast you, you're going to feel it. You blast me, I'm going to feel it. I love my family. I love my itty bitties. You do too. You think they different than yours? It's really an inferiority complex, to tell you the truth. They always got to look at life through some lens of superiority and inferiority. Because that's what you're really saying. Because you guys are part of the white industrial complex in the power system here. Don't you dare criticize these 44% black players at quarterback. How dare you with your history? What? Man, does the son inherit the sins of his father? Ryan, grow up, brother. It's a primitive mindset you possess in this scope. to think that one is better than the other, because that's what you're really telling. If y'all don't catch that, when somebody's walking up to you tomorrow, we, only us though, we. What? Oh, it's so cute, so cute. I see it on every level. Yesterday, the team that won the championship, their coach, white. His son is their best player, white. Running back, quarterback, every back does anything with the ball, white. Second best player, black. Y'all going to have to leave this stuff alone. So I'm not going to criticize that guy because he's white. Oh, I can because they put us through stuff. He can't criticize my son that's black, my best player, because you don't criticize no black players. Or if you do it, and then my second best player, Uriah, who's black, oh, you don't criticize both. That's two. Wow. Man, you sound affected. You sound like you want to inflict harm because of the harm that was done to us. And that's not great analysis. That's not doing it the right way. That's not what we in this for. So just wanted to point that out because I may be completely wrong, which I ain't, to you. But I want you to tell me and beat it up in the comments. See, this is the kind of fraternity we got. Oh, I ain't mad if you disagree. I'm listening. But you're going to listen to me as well because we're going to learn and unlearn. But I'm not going to pull out any games and gimmicks like, oh, I can't win you over with my content, so I'm going to win you over just because you black like me. Now you like me? So sorry. Oh, this dude is so silly, man. It is so simple-minded. Please start seeing through this game and this gimmick. Stop all these tribes, bruh. We ain't one. I'm hitting the dirt like you, bruh. I came up like you. I feel pain. I feel love. I feel pleasure. I feel hate. It's all. Oh, no. You don't know. Then he gonna go get some of his allies who gotta look like him, because who in the hell gonna ride with him if he telling everybody that there's two different worlds and that's it? And then it's like black, white. Damn, you know how many other people out there? So silly. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this. What connection did you make in race with Brady Quinn's comment? Seriously, what did Brady Quinn say? Other than being white, what did he say that made you say, don't you do that, or you did that because you white and he black? What Ryan Clark suggested. And let's beat it up in the comments. I've seen a bunch of clips. Send me some. Let's talk about it. Ryan Clark talking about white quarterbacks. Anything wrong with that? So why the flip ain't right? What's good for the goose? Ain't it good for the gander? I don't know. All right, y'all. DJ Dad Dude. Hey. Hey. You ain't ever seen them pies? Let's get it. I used to hit the kitchen lights, cockroaches everywhere. Hit the kitchen lights, now it's mop floors everywhere. That album hit. Shout out to Marcus Stroud, who played that album religiously. Sucker look like me playing that Snoop. He played that religiously. That's my boy from the A. Coming up next, I'll Never Shut Up. Bonus topic. Can't tell you what it is. Phone up some comments. Then got to get out of here with a Wileyism. That's next. I'll Never Shut Up. Ranks, TV, Reach, TV. Yeah. I'm here.
You know what it is. It's Wiley Wednesday, week number 8. Now, I think this is going to be upset week. I got the Buffalo Bills beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That ain't hard. The Aints, they're back to the Aints. They are going to lose to the Colts. Beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Houston Texans still rolling. CJ Stroud, let's go. Philadelphia Eagles gonna beat the Washington Commanders. We got the Rams. What? The Rams gonna beat the Cowboys? Yeah, homie. On LA, boy. Dolphins, they're gonna get right. We got the Giants beating the Jets. Told you it's upset week. Atlanta. No love for you, Jordan. Green Bay Packers, you go down. Cleveland Browns will beat the Seattle Seahawks. The Chiefs beat the Broncos. Cincinnati, upset? Yes. The Ravens gonna beat the Arizona Cardinals. Chargers go get those Bears, those Grizzlies. Detroit Lions beats the Raiders. Try and beat me. Go to Wileywins.com and I will destroy you.
Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcel's Wiley. I'm still black. Can't take that with me, Ryan Clark. You can't. Sorry. So sorry. Such a little, Oh, that little dude, funny. Hey, go to projecttransition.org so we can unite this world, global community. Like, we all understand what's up and what's down, and what's going down is the hate and the love is coming up. Let's do it. All right, let's do it together, projecttransition.org. I do not tell my itty bitties that they are inflicted with anything or limited by anything because of their skin color. I do not. And I don't tell any itty bitty, I don't care what their color is, that there's a restriction on them. There's not. You can believe in that fear aspect. You can believe that fearfully, and then it's true. It's true because you're scared. Okay, so let's get into this bonus topic. Well, Chris Paul ain't scared, but Chris Paul, for the first time in 19 years, did not start a basketball game. Man, he came off the bench. And it's all good because you know that's a part of the evolution for some, if not many, when you get to this part of your career. First of all, who gets to a 19th year? And then when you do, count your lucky blessings if you're on there starting and tilting still. But we all know he has the game to start, but he picked a situation where it's not called for him to start. So this is what he says. Quote, "It's whatever I got to do to help our team win. So if that means this, if it means not finishing some games or whatnot, you know, if you get a chance to play long enough in your career, there's things that's going to change. There's things that's going to be different, and I'm here." Okay. All I want to talk to y'all simply about is going down the hill and how that feels. Yep. Who is Chris Paul, though? Let's talk about that first. He's a winner that hasn't won it all. Get in line. Oh, pure winner who hasn't won it all. Dan Marino right there. Barry Sanders right there. Another all-time greats like Chris Paul. To me, the way I look at sports, it is not a slight to me. Want to know why? Because playing the game and 10 years in the NFL told me this. You realize quickly how much more there is to it winning a championship than just you being great. Yeah, I said it. There have been teams that had defensive ends worse than me that won Super Bowls. There's been teams with defensive ends better than me that didn't win Super Bowls. Bruce Smith. Will y'all stop playing, man? We got to start decoding, man. Come up with some better objective analysis or something. Because it's just feelings right now. Come on. So Chris Paul's a winner, born winner, that just hasn't won it all. Now, how it feels to be in his position right now. This is how it felt to me. Now, I didn't start off as high as him, but what they say about them trees getting chopped down, the bigger they are. So I got treated a little differently, and I know it didn't feel good. It helped retire me. When you used to be the guy that walk in there and everybody light up, everybody smile, everybody give you eye contact, everybody looking for you. The party don't start till you walk in, one of them. Y'all don't know what that feels like? Just be the one that says you treating and you got the credit card tonight. That. You know what that is. You buying the food, you know what that is. She know, he know, we know, P there, C there, mama there, we there. Ain't no salad cap. Look how they treat you then. Now, when you ain't that guy, how they treat you. It's a little different, if not a lot. Boy, people used to laugh at my jokes when I was that guy, when I was the man. And they wasn't even funny sometimes. They just giggling. My bad jokes were funny. Then, come down that hill a little bit. My good jokes didn't get laughed at sometimes. My Eddie Murphy didn't get laughed at. I was like, God dang, dog, I just repeated what Eddie Murphy said. It ain't funny now? Nah, because you ain't getting no sacks. It's like, God dang. But I know they ain't going to do that to Chris Paul out of respect. But he going to notice it's still different. Why? When Steve Kerr said, all right, guys, we He looking at Steph. He ain't looking at Chris Paul. Last year, Phoenix, before KD got there, or Booker or whatever, or you go back to New Orleans and the Clippers, put it like this. Chris Paul used to hear we, and he looking dead at him. Lob City, we. I ain't looking at Blake. I ain't looking at DeAndre. I'm looking at you. That ego in there, I mean, not a negative ego, just the one that's been well-oiled and flexed with certain expectations, certain responses, getting different responses. Coach looking down the bench now, he's like, you good, Chris? You ready to go in? That's before, when, Chris Paul get out the game, coach like, you good to go back in? Hurry up. It's been 6 seconds. You go back in. Now it's like, hey, we need somebody to, you looking over your head. It'll help retire you. But CP3 going to be in a good position because he's a plug and play. They're going to need him, and they're going to use him properly. And let's be real. They need him in the playoffs, and he's had injury concerns and issues. We got to save some Chris Paul. So I didn't like when I had to carry the helmets. I didn't like when the Gatorade, I had to be the stirrer. I didn't like it. Because before I'm used to somebody else stirring my damn Gatorade and bringing it to me. And where my helmet at, fool? I just wonder how Chris Paul is treating. That's the homie, so I'm going to find out. But he's too great for you to treat wrong. But at the same time, it still won't be the same treatment. All right, y'all. Let's talk about this. It's called Funking Up Some Comments. Let's get to the NBA. What are people with cable watching outside of sports? Trips me out that people still pay for TV. Yeah, we were talking about those declining NBA viewership numbers and how they I just saw that NBA TV free for the next 5 days or something. I was like, oh, don't think y'all doing me no favors. I love when somebody say it's free. Yeah, trial period, free trial period. That means you can't sell it without me trying to get hooked on it. They got to do that. Because right now, hey, NBA trial. Nah, I'm good. NBA free trial. Oh, really? That's how they do it. I think it's an American culture thing because in Europe, you don't see nobody on the phone when they're watching the games. Everybody is standing and chanting and living within the game. I mean, I'm sure that's true because every time I see y'all, it's hype. It's hype. I don't know what it is. Our culture out here, it's like, it's an entertainment product. Over there, I still think it's still a sport. We go to the games to be there, to see them, but to be seen and to be a part of it, right? Little more of a different community aspect. To be fair, the NBA is losing its star power. Foreign players are just not as interesting in American audiences. Interesting. Say what you want about David Stern, but he understood you had to sell a good story. Jokic is a hell of a ball player, but he's boring. So is Giannis. And Luka's not much better. It's not just the changing viewing options affecting ratings. Those are some drier personalities, I will say that. In part because, yeah, the fact that they have language barriers to a degree, whatever degree it is, it doesn't make you feel as comfortable and it doesn't make you want to show as much of you authentically. So I give you that. You're right. I'm very confident that the NBA and NBC reunite because us basketball fans want to see better broadcasting and more teams get recognized. I get it. Child support. Oh, this one lit up. Y'all were into this child support stuff. The teenage mind doesn't have the maturity or empathy to understand that the mother or primary parent is attempting to fill the role of the nurturer and the disciplinarian, which is impossible. As a child will never respect the parent as both simultaneously. Preach. The child begins to feel resentment towards the mother as they know and feel something is missing from their upbringing despite not being able to consciously acknowledge what it is, but it's a father figure present daily. Woo! They feel the emptiness, but don't know how to describe it, don't know how to tune in and tap into it. So whoever's around them gonna feel the hell of that emptiness. And it is 100% of the time. And it's unfair to the one who is there trying to give you their daily double dose, both parents, but it's just one of me, because they getting fatigued, tired, can't play all the roles. And the other one comes in at convenience or when they can, and it's just more of a party atmosphere, more of a celebration, more of a relief. I'm putting in all this work. You just get to, come in with the cosmetics, it seemed like. 5 days grunt work, 2 days of let's go to the park and let's go get ice cream. Whatever it may be. I'm generalizing. Point being, it's unfair. Usually it's the mom, but to that dad, to that parent. And then the kids don't get it, so they misinterpret it, misconstrue it, and then damn the one that's putting in the most work. I said most work. The one there is the one putting in the most work. With my daughter, my oldest, Maraca, it was her mom. That hurts me to say it, but it's the truth. Ain't no checks making up for that. Ain't no random visits. Ain't no weekends making up for that. Y'all gotta stop playing. Address it. If you're not the one, you're not the one. Support them. Also, y'all relationship, I don't care if they cheated on you. I don't care if y'all ain't together. Nobody, get out your feelings. Yeah, they got you. You ain't got to get the kid back. That part. All right, let's do it. Wiley, what's your opinion on fathers paying child support when they have the kid or kids 50% of the time? Because that's my current situation. I'm still forced to pay even though I have the kids just as much as she does. Yeah, but this is not a after the fact conversation and resolution. This is a before the fact. If you have more than them and y'all break up, you're going to pay them. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You're going to pay. Okay, so have that conversation first. Who had more first? Second of all, why? Because they have to bring it to level. It's about leveling it. You got more. They got less. You spend the same amount of time. That time is here. You're going to pay for them to get there. How is this so hard? And it's just money. God dang, y'all. Like, I get it. I don't like to waste money either. But it ain't a waste. This is my kid too. The conditions. You can't have your kid in a 3-story, $6 million house, and then they go over there and they got 3 rooms. What you want your kid to do? Oh, I ain't paying for all that because, shoot, she shouldn't be living that good. You should have thought about that before you met her and laid up in there. raw. Like Eddie Murphy's second comedy special. Raw. Hey, man, I'm just telling you how it is. Y'all tell me how y'all want it to be. I'm telling you how it is. And it should be that way. Like, level. Whatever y'all level is, pay it. If you got to pay it. Man or woman. I don't know who I'm talking to. All right, here's a question. How do you feel about the way Stephen A., Shannon, and others are critiquing Lamar Jackson? People on the internet and myself believe that they are way too harsh compared to people like Josh Allen and others. Can you speak on this? Well, I have not heard literally them criticize him, but I know the general criticisms of Lamar, that he can't throw, etc. Look, his throwing motion, his style is a means to an end. And it has ended with him leading the league in NFL passing touchdowns before and an MVP. Unanimous MVP, only 2 ever. It also has led to him lighting it up this year at times. Also has led him to, oh, here we go again. See, this is the thing when you have a narrative about you. When the people put, whether it's Bill Polian or whoever, once they slap a label on you, all you're looking is for affirmation for that label. And that's lazy simple. That's why Ryan Clark and that black-white stuff. Now every time you watch Brady Quinn, admit it, the first thing you're going to be like, is he talking about a black player or a white player? Stupid. So anybody who gives me simple analysis of Lamar based on what Bill Polian said or he should have switched his position, I don't even listen to it. And I don't know what they're saying about him. I don't watch the shows like that. And when I do, I don't really have volume up. I like to look at the ticker and watch their mannerisms. I don't want to hear the colored analysis. I don't want to see scripts. I want to hear scripts. So y'all tell me what they saying. I tell you what I think. Maybe even have it as a topic. All right, y'all. You know how we finish every show. We with a Wileyism. Yeah. No voice. Took the longest. Courtney mad at me. Please, please, please. I apologize. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. This sounds like just another way of saying bitterness. You ever see somebody who's bitter? Because they're hurt. They don't want to get better. They want you to feel their pain before it gets better, right? So you literally have a problem and you're trying to solve it, but really you're not trying to move to the solution as much as you still caught up in what got you in that problem in the first place. And until you remove yourself from what happened to you, what occurred, and say, I'm trying to solve this. I'm looking for solutions. I'm removing this pain. I'm removing these issues to get to the solution. It's just going to be lateral. And that's why there's very little progress in some areas. And there's a ton of progress in other areas. But there's no perfect solution. And that's what hurts. I say in race, we've gotten a lot better in race, but there's still a ton of problems, right? Because when all things come to meet, all things intersect, all things come to a head, people start still grabbing their group. Instead of, I wish we just grab what's real, what's fake, get away. What's true, hold it. What's a lie, let it go. But that would be too scary. Because I gotta hold something that looks like me even though it ain't holding on to what I'm holding on to. Well, ain't nothing worse than you holding on to something and realize that ain't your teammate. What they say, all skin folk ain't kin folk. People crazy, man. I am not scared and y'all are. So call whoever you want. If I'm like, I'm only messing and rocking with 6'4", 270. Rest of y'all stupid. Rest of y'all little. Rest of y'all weak. You know how many times I got wore out by a 6 foot 180 dude? Oh man, I could kill y'all with example after example, but I'm just telling y'all right now, we cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. And that means what landed on your lap, what happened to you, whatever it is. That is that, this is this, let's get to that without this. Love y'all, man. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. Hopefully I sound better tomorrow. But I had amazing content today, I must say so myself, yes. And I can't wait to do tomorrow's show. Yes, I'm gonna have me a beautiful today. Got a Halloween party. Oh, got another one. One Halloween tomorrow, hurry up. Oh man, I'm wearing my costume out. I ain't washing it. It stinks. Right.
Stage a lot faster. Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so inspired to be here, and thanks Shine Global for this award, to be recognized for doing the right thing, to be recognized for doing good things, and trying to inspire others for their own greatness. I'm just a kid from Compton who, at an early age, had to look inside to find my opportunities, because on the outside, there were so many whispers and sometimes yells of, I couldn't make my dreams a reality. And thought that was very unfortunate, but I was thankful that I never internalized that chorus that was around me. I was a kid that understood that you had to be greater than your greatest excuse. And I had a lot of excuses, I had a lot of reasons to have self-doubt. But I was able to develop my inner power, discover that inner power, and make sure that I showed the world exactly who I wanted to be. And it was really simple for me. It was to make my dreams a reality. There was nothing more to it. And as I now stand here, just a few miles from where I grew up, where that adversity still is strong. And as we see through these movies, that it's worldwide, not just in our locale. You see the suffering, you see the gangs, you see the drugs, you see the poverty. And there's always one common escape. It's that inner power, it's that ambition. It's having a voice that's louder than those surrounding voices. And I'm on a mission, a global mission, to make sure that that inner power inspires all to not only give, but to receive the blessings that come from giving. And I'm up here right now as a guy who's challenging everyone to give their 3 T's. That's time, that's talent, and that's treasure. Human capital, financial, whatever it may be. Let's invest in each other, because we all have to coexist here together. And as I look around and I have a foundation that really inspires these kids to become their greatest version of themselves, and to look in the mirror to make sure that they're greater than their greatest excuse. It gives me my greatest passion. I was a kid who wanted to be a school teacher, but because of my height, weight, and speed, I became a football player. So I took that helicopter ride up as high as I could, but as I was ascending, I never forgot that I was once one of those fork-in-the-road kids who was shot at many times, who had to navigate around adversity every single day. who had to waste so much of his brain power just trying to get home every day. And so many experiences that sometimes you become desensitized to. But in reality, that is someone else's reality. So I'm so thankful to stand in front of all of you guys as an example of the kids that we're trying to affect, the underserved, the underprivileged, those who are told that their hardships are greater than who they are. But hopefully we can inspire them all to look inward, because everything they want out there is already in here. Appreciate you guys.
You know what it is. It's Wiley Wednesday, week number 8. Now, I think this is going to be upset week. I got the Buffalo Bills beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That ain't hard. The Aints, they're back to the Aints. They are going to lose to the Colts. Beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Houston Texans still rolling. CJ Stroud, let's go. Philadelphia Eagles gonna beat the Washington Commanders. We got the Rams. What? The Rams gonna beat the Cowboys? Yeah, homie. On LA, boy. Dolphins, they're gonna get right. We got the Giants beating the Jets. Told you it's upset week. Atlanta. No love for you, Jordan. Green Bay Packers, you go down. Cleveland Browns will beat the Seattle Seahawks. The Chiefs beat the Broncos. Cincinnati, upset? Yes. The Ravens gonna beat the Arizona Cardinals. Chargers go get those Bears, those Grizzlies. Detroit Lions beats the Raiders. Try and beat me. Go to WileyWins.com and I will destroy you.